Alright, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy C4, and the time is now. The draft recap. You're going to see all of the real-life prospects that I've edited. I've done most teams' first 3 rounds, a couple extra ones, but like I said, I don't think anyone else is going to be doing it into this depth on YouTube. So let's jump into it right now with the Chicago Bears, who with the 4th overall pick in the first round with Deshaun Watson. So the Jay Cutler era has ended there, and they got debatably the top quarterback in this year's draft class with a 78 overall. Then we got, we'll do it this way easier. The second round, Jordan Leggett, the tight end out of Clemson, 74 overall. Top 3 tight end prospect for sure in this year's draft class. And their second round pick, they got Jordan Lewis, the nickel corner out of Michigan. He's a big time playmaker, 74. And then stay with Notre Dame in the 4th round, Taco Charlton, the left defensive end, 4-3 run stopper. He's a big time playmaker. And then they got, look at that, the rest of their draft, they got all 70s for the custom players. Looking at the Bengals with the first round, 19th pick, they got Marcus May, the hard-hitting safety out of the University of Florida. And with no more Andrew Whitworth at left tackle, they got Adam Bisnowadi from Pitt, 71 and 76 overall, respectively, for both of those guys. A couple randoms. Hey, look for the Bills with a first round pick, 24th overall. They got Carlos Watkins, the big time defensive tackle from Clemson, with a 74 overall. And then the second round, they got Dwayne Smoot, the outside linebacker from Illinois, another 74 overall. Going heavy on the defense yet again. And the Randy TJ Bray, 73, solid value there. The Denver Broncos, 7th overall, not a good year for them. They got Carl Lawson, the big-time defensive end edge rusher from Auburn, 78 overall. They addressed running back in the 3rd round. They got Samaje Perine with a 73 overall. They had a couple other got Randys, we'll call them Randys, custom game-generated guys in the later rounds. The Cleveland Browns, what did they do? With the 1st overall pick, they were the worst team. They got Tim Williams, the outside linebacker from Alabama, 79 overall. Tony Connor, the strong safety from Ole Miss, with a 73 overall, big-time hitter back there. This is at the quarterback of the future, Chad Kelly from Ole Miss, with the first pick in the 2nd round, 76 overall. Great value in the 2nd round. Left tackle John Heck out of North Carolina, 76 as well. Maybe the highest overall rated guy that late in the 2nd round. And they also added in the 3rd round, Travin Durrell, a wide receiver, LSU, with a 73 overall. Looking at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with the 13th pick in the 1st round, they went after Eddie Jackson, the free safety from Alabama, big time playmaker, great athlete. I think this is one of the few faces I might have actually fucked up. He's a little bit blacker than that. And then the 2nd round, 13th overall, they got Kendall Beckwith, the middle linebacker from LSU. I don't really know why, but I don't know. I thought they had Levante David and they had Quan Alexander, but I guess they wanted to keep going on there. But that does it for the Bucs. They actually have a good draft here for a couple of Randys. Actually, we're gonna go back here. I'm gonna edit that face. I want to try to keep it as realistic as possible. And that looks. Oh shit! I'm watching the Vikings game in the background. The Vikings Green Bay Monday nighter. And AP got limping. AP. Come on, buddy, come back. Anyways, go jump back into the Cardinals with the first pick in the 5th round. Surprising that they did that bad this year. Adoree Jackson, the big-time playmaker out of USC, 78 overall. And then the 2nd round went corner again. You got Cam Sutton out of Tennessee, 74 overall. I don't think he's that black. I think he's, kind of caramelly. So maybe I should go back and edit that picture a little bit later. And they also got a couple of solid late-round picks there. Look at the Chargers with the 29th pick in the 1st round. They went after the monster Josh Harvey Clemens out of Louisville, 6'4" safety, 73 overall. And they got another wide receiver in Stacy Coley out of the University of Miami in the 2nd round, 73 overall, absolute burner. Look at the Kansas City Chiefs, 31st pick in the 1st round. They got Reuben Foster, the middle linebacker out of Alabama, 75 overall. Probably going to be the heir to Derek Johnson. And in the 2nd round, they got quarterback Mason Rudolph out of Oklahoma State, only 65 overall, so not good. Best draft, I would have to say, name value-wise, the Colts killed it. 3rd overall pick in the 1st round, Myles Garrett, 81 overall. I think he's the 2nd highest rated player in this year's draft class. And then the 27th pick, running backs weren't highly valued. They got Leonard Fournette, 77 overall, taking over for Frank Gore. I mean, Leonard Fournette, Andrew Luck on the same offense. Jesus Christ. And then with the 3rd pick in the 2nd round, they got Ryan Anderson, the talented outside linebacker from Alabama. But I mean, Myles Garrett and Leonard Fournette? My God. Now taking a look at the Dallas Cowboys. With the 21st pick in the 1st round, they got Malik McDowell from Michigan State, 76 overall. And in the 2nd round, tight end getting the heir to Jason Witten, O.J. Howard out of Alabama, 76 overall, one of the fastest tight ends in this year's game. They also got some solid offensive line depth later on. Looking at the Miami Dolphins with the 8th pick in the first round, they got Jonathan Allen, defensive tackle from Alabama, 78 overall, one of the top prospects in this year's draft class. And then in the second round, trying to find some stability at the running back position, they got Wayne Gallman out of the University of Clemson, 75 overall. Big fan of Wayne Gallman. He's going to be a great asset on that offense. Now it's time for the Eagles. We'll go through all the picks here. With the 30th pick in the second round, we got Royce Freeman, the running back out of Oregon, with a 75 overall. I would have liked maybe a Fournette or a McCaffrey, but Freeman was the best guy available on my draft boards. Then we got tremendous value. I know the scouting system's still pretty overpowered, and I can get the top prospects. But the 30th pick in the third round, we got Connor McDermott, the right tackle out of UCLA. Probably a top 5 tackle in this year's draft class. More so because we're moving Lane Johnson to the left tackle spot. We're going to get a new right tackle there, potentially. One of my whiffs was Cordea Tankersley, 66 overall in the 4th round. I also got Ethan Posich out of LSU, a center Garrett hybrid, the 30th pick of the 4th round, 76 overall. Great value there. Fullback Freddie Stevenson, I think he was the highest fullback taken. I want to run out of the eye more, 75 overall for him in the 5th round. Left outside linebacker in the 6th round, Vince Beagle from Wisconsin. 7th round, we got Seth Russell, the quarterback of Baylor, 65 overall. And then to finish it off, we got Chris Godwin from Penn State, 63 overall. So, I mean, I kind of whiffed a little bit on the later picks, but I think it's a solid draft. We'll go into that more depth in later. So, the Atlanta Falcons, 6th pick in the first round, Cam Robinson, 83 overall, the highest overall player in this year's draft class. And the 2nd round pick, they got Riley Bullock, the middle linebacker from Michigan State. San Francisco 49ers in the 2nd pick in the first round. Didn't do so good. First round, Chip Kelly. They got Jalen Tabor, 81 overall from Florida. Phenomenal talent. And in the 2nd round, they got Hardy Nickerson, the middle linebacker from Illinois, to pair there with Navarro Bowman. Looking at the Giants, they went tight and heavy with the first round pick in the 22nd overall, Jake Butt from Michigan, 78 overall. And then with the 2nd round pick, they went tight end again with Evan Ingram from Ole Miss, 76 overall. So, I mean, these two guys, along with O.J. Howard, are the top tight ends in this year's draft class. They also had a nice stud corner here in the 6th round. Looking at the Jags' first round wide receiver, which was very, very questionable. They got Mike Williams with the 17th pick, 76 overall, one of the top wide receivers in this year's draft class, to pair with AR-15 and Allen Hurns. And in the 2nd round, they got Derek Barnett, the defensive end from Tennessee. Looking at the Jets, they got maybe the new Darrelle Revis and Marlon Humphrey from Alabama with the 9th overall pick, 76 overall. And then in the 2nd round, they got Jalen Reeves-Maybin from the University of Tennessee, 72 overall. So 2 solid picks there to improve Todd Bowles' defense. With the Lions, they got the best middle linebacker, in my opinion, in this year's draft class. With the 11th overall pick is Raekwon McMillan, 77 overall, absolute playmaker. And then with their 2nd round pick, they got Armani Watts, the free safety from Texas A&M. Looking at the Packers' first overall pick, 32nd pick, they got Chris Wormley from Michigan State, I believe, or Michigan, 74 overall. And then they got speedy wide receiver Corey Davis in the 2nd round. Going to the Panthers with the 2nd round pick, 32nd overall, they got Mike McGlinchey, 76 overall. In my opinion, the best left tackle in this year's draft class, so a great pickup there. And then with their 3rd pick in the 3rd round, they got Cooper Kupp, the wide receiver from Eastern Washington, 71 overall. Going to the Patriots, the Tom Brady era is over. So they get themselves the 2nd best quarterback in this year's draft class in Brad Kaaya from the University of Miami, 76 overall. And then with their 2nd round pick, they got Dan Feeney, the right guard from Indiana, 73 overall. Moving on to the Oakland Raiders with the 1st pick in the first round. Why do I keep fucking that up? But the 10th pick in the first round, they got Juju Smith-Schuster from USC, 76 overall. And then with their 2nd round pick, they got Corey Clement, the running back out of Wisconsin. Not the best overall pick there overall-wise. Looking at the Rams, they finally get some wide receiver help in the 2nd round, getting Malachi Dupree from LSU, 71 overall. Great value in the 3rd round here, selecting Zach Banner, the right tackle from USC, 75 overall. And then look at this, in the 4th round, they got Mason Cole, the very talented center from the University of Michigan, 76 overall. So helping that offensive line to make more holes for Todd Gurley in the coming years. Looking at the Baltimore Ravens, they got the top interior offensive lineman in Pat Elflein from the University of Ohio State. The Ohio State with a 23rd pick in the 1st round, 77 overall. And look at this value. You're going to see it in a second here. Look at that. The 2nd round, 23rd overall, they got running back Nick Chubb, 77 overall. How did this guy slip to the 2nd round? I would have been all over this if I could have grabbed him before. But I'm still happy with Royce Freeman. But Nick Chubb would have been just that little bit better. But great value there. And in the 3rd round, they got Jerron Jones from Notre Dame, 74 overall. Look at the Washington Redskins with the 1st pick. of their draft, 14th overall in the first round, they got Jabrill Peppers, the strong safety from the University of Michigan, a hybrid role very similar to Su'a Craven, 78 overall. And then with the second round, 14th overall, they got Brian Cox from the University of Florida, 72 overall. They like drafting players from the University of Florida. Other than New Orleans Saints, wide receiver in the first round, 20th pick, Jehu Chesson from the University of Michigan, 71 overall. Great value in the second round with the 7th pick, Tre'Davious White at cornerback. They need help there, 76 overall. And then there's a Randy. They got a Randy in the second round, Bo Hollis, 76 overall. Looking at the Seattle Seahawks, improving that offensive line for Russell Wilson and company. With the 26th pick in the first round, they got Roderick Johnson, the right tackle from Florida State, 76 overall. And then in the second round pick, they got Lucas Crawley, the center from North Carolina, with a 73 overall. Going to the Pittsburgh Steelers, outside linebacker with the 18th pick in the first round, Charles Harris from the University of Missouri. Great 4-3 pass rusher, 77 overall. And then the second round, one of the top second round picks, Dorian Johnson, the left guard, to pair with David DeCastro there, 75 overall. They also got a quarterback in the third round in C.J. Beathard from the University of Iowa, 61. So much like Mason Rudolph, not the highest overalls. Looking at the Houston Texans, they got Desmond King, 16th overall in the first round, 78 overall, debatably the top corner with Jalen Tabor. And then the second round, at strong safety, Xavier Woods from Louisiana Tech. Looking at the Tennessee Titans, going at wide receiver. First round pick, 15th overall, Travis Rudolph from the University of Florida State, 76 overall. And the most head-scratching pick of this entire draft class, the Titans went after Christian McCaffrey with their second first-round pick. 75 overall for him, but where does he fit? I don't think they got rid of DeMarco. So they got DeMarco, they got Derrick Henry, and now you got Christian McCaffrey. I don't know. Look at the Minnesota Vikings with the 12th pick in the first round. They got Devontae Fields out of the University of Louisville, formerly TCU, 76 overall. And then the second round, adding to that linebacking core, they got Gerard Davis from the University of Florida, 74 overall. Great talent there. But there you go, guys. There is the highlights of the first draft, if you will call it, for my connected franchise mode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I probably will do another video before I jump into the preseason, kind of going over, what went through my mind for this Eagles draft. But I hope you guys like this content. I don't think anyone else on YouTube will be doing it to this far depth. So if you'd like it, subscribe, like, peace out.